Happy Aries Hunter full moon, y'all. As the world descends into chaos and madness, anger and blame, I find myself more optimistic. Because God is great and works in mysterious ways. So keep the faith as we plug through this month of wild Eris energy. Because no doubt it is already a super duper wild October. We got a bunch of crazy stuff happening all over the globe. We got a bunch of wild and dangerous stuff that has already happened and more to come. Did you know that Sunday night is always like my Friday night? Because I have empathy, so I can usually feel what America and sometimes the rest of the world feels. And what happens is you guys get exhausted by your anger and outrage by Sunday night. And then it takes you like Wednesday to build it back up. Then you have your peak anticlimactic Friday, your disappointing Sunday morning, and then it just rotates all over and over again. It's crazy. But we're hanging in there, aren't we? They say a weatherman can get things wrong 50% of the time and still keep his job. The question is, how many times can your planetary defense commander get things wrong and still keep his job? I guess we'll find out now and in the future. It looks like the Eris pressure showed up on the West Pacific side instead of the Gulf of Mexico, which I'd guessed. And Japan got hit extremely hard, some of the worst rains in over 60 years. Many areas completely flooded out. The big double storm nor'easter has been kept off the coast. And I would say that our atmospheric defense, whatever magical technologies we have improved by light years this year during this hurricane season. Either that or we have gotten so lucky every single time with almost every hurricane from Dorian, I'm talking the United States, Jerry, what was it, Humberto, Melissa. We got real lucky. So that's good news, right? Asteroid Fight Club All-Star Dakota Smith, the weather deck, providing us with Super Typhoon Hagibis, week-long journey to Japan. So yeah, I'm glad that didn't show up in the Gulf of Mexico. Although, we still got to keep our eyes out. You saw the X's on the hurricane board. But I believe in trends, and the trend has been for the USA to be super lucky all year long this hurricane season. So hopefully that will not break. Though, things are still definitely absolutely wild as badass Bobby Storm shows us in this water vapor loop that things are wild, and it appears the pressure is still going through the planet. And when I checked my research last year, when we got hit with the Eris pressure with Hurricane Michael, about 2 weeks later, Japan got hit with a secondary effect of the Eris pressure. So we will definitely keep our eye out through the 1st of October, or the rest of October and November. But Cranky Weather Guy and everybody else says the East Coast has a big storm coming. Not from the ocean, but from the interior. And everybody's already fighting about what to call it. I say we call it Up Your Butt, Joe Boot, but you better be ready for it. The best advice I can give you for October is keep your faith, keep your heart good in thoughts and actions, and keep your sense of humor. National Geographic letting us know that billions face food and water shortages over the next 30 years. As nature fails, whatever, screw you, buddy. Mother Nature is badass and continues to evolve. It is us that is not evolving. The sun is changing, the solar system's changing, Earth is changing, and we are staying the same. We're stuck in the mud, gossiping about politics like that changes anything. All right. Anthony Siciliano, MSLP anomaly maps for late Wednesday and Thursday. This will be an intensifying coastal low after an energy transferal and will result in complete phase over Maine, New Brunswick. Even though there will still be blocking in place, this whole process occurs quickly. Yeah, dude, everybody's ringing the alarm bells about this one. Life is a choose-your-own adventure. Be a hero, be a nihilist, or just cash a paycheck. It's your choice. Who's ready for another nor'easter Wednesday p.m. into Thursday? You have to be concerned about how the storm might impact leaf peeping in parts of New England. Oh, look, there's a heart in the middle of it. And, like I said, people are freaking out over what to call this thing. But a lot of times scientists have Asperger's. And so, and just in general, America's dialogue and conversation skills have kind of gone downhill. So come on, everybody, let's have a sense of humor. It's going to be dangerous, though. All right, let's check out the King of Weather Twitter, who has done an absolute A-plus job this hurricane season. He did the best. Cranky Weather Guy, stage set by the old Mid-South, mid-level high, Southeast U.S. to Mexico and back. And the old East Asia Alaska Energy, Rockies North Plains storm. Just sit back and watch the show as the classic autumn storm system comes together. Low-level negative tilt trough in the mid-Atlantic, a common theme with these. Negative tilt trough usually means some nasty weather. You got a fast car. Maybe somewhere we can get together. What? But yeah, definitely check out Cranky Weather Guy's blog, which he does semi-regularly every day. Though he's got a real life too. Cranky Weather Guy. Nor'easter, Melissa. And so, things are wild. Cranky on a tear with this thing. The old mid-level ridge that went to Mexico from the southeast late September roost cuts off the Caribbean inclusion idea from weeks back, but goes on to build up the Atlantic ridge in support of the storm, and we get the East Pacific tropical seeds in place anyhow. Yeah, so what I thought would turn out to be our Florida hurricane is getting pushed out by the giant, massive high-pressure system, although it tries to rebuild and then ends up over Texas and the Southwest. Probably not an error, albeit a hair aggressive. Known bias in play. Bias. Okay. So yeah, this is for the Wednesday event. And, as I've talked about, the weather is going to be wild all October. And then about 3 months from now, it'll get earthquakey. We got supportive wild cards in play. California went through a power outage, PG&E wildfire event with some pretty hard Santa Ana winds, with the worst happening Friday night. Glad we made it through it without too many deaths. As far as I know, not a lot of people died this time. That is wonderful news. We got some good deep tropical inclusion. And yeah, I got a feeling Texas is going to get another major flood by the end of October. Time lapse from Greg Johnson showing us how impressive a tornado can be. This is old, but it's really neat looking. Just look how crazy that thing is. Dorothy, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. So who are you? Are you the lion without courage? Are you the Tin Man without a heart? I'm missing somebody. The Scarecrow. What was the Scarecrow missing? Probably a day or so from accurately dialing in intensity of this thing's values, but the low-level negative tilt trough rarely plays nice. That's the big story, that we're going to have some negative tilt troughs, and those are always probably lead to more intense weather, which will hit up through the North Midwest and then intensify as it goes out into the ocean. This is definitely a storm to watch. Cranky Weather Guy bringing the simple graphic artistry to show all the players in place. You got the East Pacific West Gulf moisture. You got the undercut. You got shit coming in from Siberia and Alaska, plus a local negative tilt low-level process. That spells trouble. Cranky Weather Guy again giving us a heads up that we probably got some Heavy rains coming into Texas and Louisiana. Texas and Louisiana. Plus Mexico. Cranky weather guy pulling out all the stops with the graphics. Deep Arctic cold, strong Pacific energy, deep tropical warmth. You put all those lines together, and that adds up to severe weather madness midweek. The cranky weather guy, graphic, nuts, crazy, showing us all these things that are going to be happening. And cranky weather guy's track record's been damn perfect all year. So when he says, I don't think this one's playing around, I would take it seriously. And it falls in the warning I'd given for just general all of October during the Eris Energy Month. Yeah, dude, it's going to get cray. Now let's take a look at the Tomerberg graphic, wider view of the multi-day radar loop over the CONUS, showing us the development and eventual occlusion of the northern plain cyclone, its associated cold front bringing a long overdue cool down, and hints of STS Melissa off the east coast. As those two forms stormed together in matrimony, words complicated. So yeah, basically that big blizzard that happened Thursday, Friday, Saturday, just kind of sat and rotated, dropping record snows for the month over the Dakotas and probably parts of Minnesota. It's definitely been impressive October-wise so far. Goes east, water vapor imagery of this large, deep, mid-level low over Canada and the Great Lakes today is simply spectacular. Wow. Wow. Fibonacci, man. Fibonacci everywhere. Robert LaRoche. It's going to be fun keeping tabs on this scenario. So yeah, it's got that bear claw fist we use as a weather warning around here. Don't let the kitties get you down. The earth is like a McDLT. The hot side is hot, the cold side is cold, and it's like a lava lamp where they bounce around. 4-day evolution of the cold front and cold air outbreak in the Rockies. Subsequent cyclone formation along a strong baroclinic zone and eventual occlusion, and subtropical Melissa meandering off the east coast. So yeah, you can see it's like a fight between the red and the blue, just like in real life. Are we getting anywhere? And coastal bomb possibly late Wednesday, Thursday. Results big winds, heavy rains, possible jet sting. NWS Boston mentions a possibility. We'll see monitoring for now. They mention the possibility because it can be seen right here. So, yeah. Big storms. It's going to be stormy. October. BG weather. Also, King Euro suggesting a pocket inland of 30 miles per hour sustained winds with gusts of up to 85 miles per hour. 85 miles per hour inland. There's a pocket of 90 plus gusts on the coast as well. Euro is picking up on the 2 to 4 inches of rain. It definitely looks like Mother Nature is set to pick on the Midwest, and the Northeast, again, going into the winter. So get ready for some surprise weird weather events. But this ain't our first rodeo now, is it? Asteroid Fight Club. This would be the 16th, which is 3 days away. This is for the week. It's some super nasty rain totals through Washington, Oregon, British Columbia, Canada, parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. And these totals could probably vary as our negative tilt trough storm changes. And you too, Mexico. Now we're looking at the models because that's what the ladies love and I aim to please. Now remember, these are just computer-generated things that the supercomputers and the artificial intelligence take guesses at what is going to happen in the future. So do not make investing advice off of it, but it is good for noticing trends and tracks. And yeah, with the major high it looks like it has shut down hurricane development, possibly for the rest of the year, which is wonderful news. But so then we would get our big storm, this would be the big storm as you get the multiple factors pulling through. This would be Wednesday. And then they collide to get married, create our big nasty storm system. Let's hope those chunks don't form until they're off the coast. And then we will be watching the Caribbean, though, because I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to jinx it. Like I jinxed it before. I don't want to double jinx it. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to be getting rain as like the high is pushing all the way into Mexico. And so the rain wraps around the high, which is going to bring some rain all the way up and in. So we're going to be getting a major storm probably about every 5 days. That would be my guess. And it looks like the northeast is going to be in for the wettest of it. Now let us give a look at our fish and chippers. Oh yeah. Oh no. The circle wheel of death, which brings down my production value. I should hit the pause button until it is all loaded. Here you go. So it looks like Europe is going to keep getting hit by hurricanes or low pressure systems in a wave after wave after wave pattern. But you can see the giant high system. This is our little hurricane that gets pushed out in the West Pacific, though its moisture likes to find itself back up in the United States. And look at this crazy shit. Look at that, dude. It's a giant, major, massive hurricane that hits Europe and then spins down into Spain and France, which I guess are part of Europe. Now I look dumb. Yeah, I'll survive. So the wild weather. Yeah, that storm on the 21st. So that would be, you would get the 21st storm. Yeah, it's about 4 days after the, yeah, it's only 4 days from this storm. So it is going to get stormy, major and massive, nasty and wet, rainy stuff. Now let's check out the weather over in the West Pacific. They get some areas of low pressure. Nothing cyclonic, though. Not on a major level. But it does seem like, whoa, it does seem like a lot of the moisture sure has an attraction to Japan. I would guess we should be on the lookout for volcano and earthquake eruptions in that area. Crazy days indeed, my friend. But I'm glad you're here with me. I'm glad I'm here with you. You guys are great. I just want to say Asteroid Fight Club has been spectacular, awesome, and amazing. I love you. And so, yeah, we're watching for major changes, but the major high system is pushing all this stuff that could possibly be a hurricane straight into the Pacific, although it likes to wrap around and come back in. But it won't do it at 150 miles per hour to 200 miles per hour if we are lucky. I like being lucky. Lucky. Yep. So, we're watching. We're staying aware. So we were watching. We were staying aware. And if you stay long enough, those totally look like boobs. See that right there? Crazy. But yeah. Oh, and look at all that moisture. It's wrapping up all, yeah. That's some heavy moisture, man. There's some heavy moisture in this area. And the volcanoes have been popping off like crazy. So, everybody stay cool. I want you to have a fantastic Sunday night. And let's try and have a great week. You know, I know that it's going to be ups and downs, roller coaster with major surprises on an economic and political and energetic and weather level. But do try to stay cool because that's what the universe has been training you for. The grand transition, where we all end up working together to create a better future. It's going to be wonderful. All right. God bless everyone. Stay cool.